Would anybody like a miracle today? Yes. I would like about 5. As I've shared with you before, if you know me and you know my stories about Callan loves cards. She loves cards so much. I don't care about a card, but she loves to get cards. She loves it. She just loves it. So a few years ago, I don't know what holiday it was, she realized that I forget to give cards, and then I scramble at the last second, and I never have a card for her. So she started buying cards for me to give to her. That's smart. She wasn't like, oh, she doesn't love me. She's like, oh, poor thing, she never remembers to give me a card. Let me buy a card and give it to her and have her sign it. So it's our 8-year anniversary. What does she do first thing in the morning? Gives me a card. It's 8 years, I still don't have a damn card. So then I'm like, it's okay, because I'm going to give her present later. I'll go buy a card later, it's okay. And then so I go and I'm getting her a present, and I decide cards are not my thing. And part of the reason cards are not my thing, and part of the reason cards I think are her thing, is because they're already written. You don't have to write anything sweet. Hallmark did it for you, and you just sign your name, right? But I don't like that. It feels not in alignment. So I decided I was going to get her this little book. I got this little journal, and part of her present was, I'm going to give you a card every single day for the next 365 days. So every day I take the journal and I write a note. And it can be anything. It has to be loving, obviously. It has to be loving, right? So I write on whatever. And she's loving it, and she's excited, and she really, really loves it. And I really love it, because it's making me think all day long about what I'm going to write, and it can't be equal to what I wrote. And after 2 weeks already, you're like starting to repeat the stuff. So I was going to write, and I wanted to write a little dig. Like there was a little bit of like, something had happened with the girls, and I wanted to write something like, you know, if you would do this a little bit, like, I really was like, maybe I could swing it into the wording a little bit, like, could you think about not doing this? And I'm like, I can't. This book, when I created it, I decided this was going to be our miracle book. That every day, there's competing thoughts, right? About what's going right with us and what's going wrong with us. And every day there's competing thoughts about what I love about her and what annoys me about her. Every day these thoughts are competing. So being a student of the Course in Miracles, where they're saying, when you're not in love, you are blocking your miracles. Every time I hear a conversation in my head where I'm starting to go down the negative, I just do a very simple thing. And the very simple thing is, I love you. I love you. I love you. Whatever competing thought, the kids are screaming, I really am about to freaking lose it, like lose it, really lose it. I have to just sit myself down, not out loud, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. So that book is a reminder for me of that, but it's also a reminder that there's a lot of things I'm working on in my life. There's a lot of crucial points, a lot of like reinvention, redoing, and it's really challenging because whenever you're trying to birth something, there's a lot of limiting beliefs because you haven't been there yet. So if we can just keep coming back and saying, I only have one job today, that is to stay in a state where a miracle could happen, and that place is love. Because any time love is not present, you're blocking a miracle. And according to A Course in Miracles, no reality is real unless it is love. So if we want to get into that space where a miracle can happen, we've got to keep ourselves firing and wiring the nerve cells in our brain that are reminding us to be a loving person. Not just do loving things, but to be a loving person.